Hi guys, Nicole here, Night Owl Princess. If it's your first time seeing this channel, thank you so much for watching this video. Please hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you know when I upload videos. And so today I thought I would do a video on the beginnings of heavy metal. I know I did a history on it, but I just thought that I would kind of reiterate some of and go into a little more depth in this video of the beginning of heavy metal as we know it today. Alright, so heavy metal originated in the late 1960s and the early 70s, primarily in the UK. As heavier, distorted evolution of blues rock, psychedelic rock, groups like Black Sabbath is widely considered the pioneer, defining the genre in 1970 with dark themes, and Tony Iommi's heavy down-tuned guitar riffs, Led Zeppelin, and Deep Purple. I would also add two more bands to that, Kiss and Judas Priest as well, because those groups right there, and Iron Maiden, those groups right there were the pioneers of the genre of this art that we call heavy metal. The roots, the late 1960s, while early heavy rock emerged from blues rock pioneers like Cream, the Jimi Hendrix Experience, the term heavy metal is often attracted to 1968 Steppenwolf's song Born to be Wild. The pioneers from 1968 to 1917 in Birmingham, England is considered the birthplace Birmingham, England is considered the birthplace of heavy metal, with groups like Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, and Black Sabbath's 1970 self-titled debut is often credited as the first true heavy metal. And key characteristics of this style of the genre redefined high volume, distorted guitars, impeccable drumming, and dark booming or occult lyrics. And the evolution from 1970s to 80s, early bands followed like Judas Priest, who dropped blues infused with a cleaner, faster sound, and Iron Maiden. By the 1980s, the genre split into subgenres, and I'll get into that in other videos. I don't want to get too much into that right now. It says significant early, so this is another part of my notes. Significant early influences. Other key acts included Blue Cheer and Iron Butterfly. And like I mentioned, it does get into the psychedelic rock of the genre, this art of metal. And so you had all these, hard, fast guitars, drums, darker lyrics, and you put that into this music called metal or heavy metal. They didn't know what to call it, so they just called it heavy metal. In fact, side note with Deep Purple, they were actually too loud to play at Carnegie Hall back when they wanted to play Carnegie Hall in the early or late 60s, 70s. Carnegie Hall would not let them play because they were too loud. And I just thought that was an interesting side note of the group Deep Purple. Just basically because they were one of the pioneers. Black Sabbath with Ozzy. I think Ozzy had this is just my personal opinion, but I think Ozzy had the best stage presence and frontman presence of heavy metal back in the day. I'll just say back in the day. Because we don't know the other who first started Black Sabbath that much. So I automatically think Ozzy, because that's who I listened to with Black Sabbath with my mom. and Iron Maiden and Judas Priest and, all these other groups, and just, you know, so they are the influencers of this art of metal. And I will be going into more depth with the other subgenres, or the bigger subgenres, I'll say, in later videos. Um, so, yeah, so what are some of your favorite pioneers of heavy metal? Um, like I say, I only know the ones that I read off and the ones that I've added with Kiss, Judas Priest. I didn't even think about Iron Maiden. Not Iron Maiden. Yeah, Iron Maiden. Judas Priest. I didn't think of Iron Butterfly. Because I wasn't thinking like psychedelic. I was thinking more of, you know, the the heavy metal stuff. And I didn't even think of Led Zeppelin either. But they're one of the pioneers. And so, what are some of your favorite pioneers of heavy metal? Let me know in the comments section, and I will definitely check them out. All right, you guys have a great day. Rock on, keep it metal. I'll see you next video. Remember, you're loved, you're appreciated, you're seen, and whatever goes your way, remember, there's always much ahead. Love you guys. Rock on.